How's that camera angle? Is it fine? Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is honestly one of my least favorite things to do. Okay, bye, see you guys later. Ah, dang it. Hey, don't pop at me. Hi, this is Katie. In today's video, I'm gonna be meal prepping for the next few days. And so in this video, we're gonna be making sweet potatoes. We're gonna make burgers, chicken, and tortilla chips as well. And I'm also gonna be making burgers for dinner. So I'm gonna make some bacon for those too. But the bacon's not meal prepping, that's just for dinner. But I'm gonna make that as well. And so I tried to figure out like the best order to do these in terms of like the time that it's gonna take. And so I think I figured it out. I think I'm gonna put the sweet potatoes in the oven first. And then while those are cooking, I'm gonna make the tortilla chips. And then when that's done, it'll probably be around the time to put the chicken in the oven as well with the sweet potatoes. And then I can make the burgers and the bacon. So the first thing is the sweet potatoes. I already peeled and chopped up most of them. I just left like one to chop up with you guys. And so all I do is I peel them and then I chop them into, I mean, are they all the same size? Not even remotely, but around this size. Honestly, it kind of depends. Sometimes they're all smaller than this, but then I still try to make them uniform. And sometimes they're all bigger than this and I still try to make them uniform. But at least for this batch, they're around this big. And I already chopped up 3 sweet potatoes and put them just in this little pan with some olive oil and some salt. And so I'm just gonna chop up this other one, put that in here, and then put this in the oven at 415 for about, I don't know, 45, 50-ish minutes. But around that 30-minute mark, I'm going to put in the chicken as well. And I'm also gonna take these out and shake them a couple times or kind of stir them around a couple times. Okay. Honestly, this is kind of like the first time, at least in a long time, that I've made this much food at once for meal prepping. But I do want to start doing this like twice a week because I basically, most mornings, want to have a burger for breakfast. Just a burger by itself or with avocado or something like that. I think that's good protein for me to have in the morning. I have a lot of food allergies, and so I'm on a really strict diet. But I do honestly think that just having a burger for breakfast is a good idea. I did it the other day and it was like A+. And so I think that's gonna be like most of my breakfasts and then most of my dinners, because I usually eat like 2 meals a day. Honestly, lately I've been eating like 1 and a couple snacks, so I need to get better at that, which is why I'm meal prepping. And so for most dinners, I'll have some chicken. And so that's why I wanna make all of this at once, and then I can have the sweet potatoes and stuff kind of with either. And if I do this twice a week, then it should last me most of the week. So I just wanna try this out and see how it works. I do think that it's gonna be good to meal prep twice a week and have that food throughout the week, but this is just kind of like the first time trying this specific meal prep out to see if it works. So anyway, let's just like angle you down, chop a sweet potato. Was I just cutting my head off? Sorry, hello. Okay, let's just angle you down, chop the sweet potato up, and then get everything else done. Okay, so, I mean, I guess I'll chop it like this. Okay. How's that camera angle? Is it fine? Also, yes, I'm using paper plates. Don't yell at me. I know, I know. And the sweet potatoes do shrink. And so I know that it might seem like I'm totally adding too many to that pan, but they do shrink. And this is how I've made them like a dozen times. Okay. Okay, so I've kind of been adding the olive oil in layers. So I'm just gonna add a little bit more on the top. Again, I know it looks like there's way too many in here, but I've made it like this a million times, so it's fine. And then I'm going to add some more salt. This is the Redmond's real salt. So it's like all different colors. Okay, so now I'm just gonna put this in the oven and then we are gonna make some tortilla chips. So I put the pan on medium and then I'm going to put some olive oil in the pan and fry with that. And I'm just gonna use these Mission corn tortillas. I'm gonna chop them all up and then I'm just gonna fry them. I did this in a video from a few weeks ago where I like did a whole video on this, but in this video I'll just show you a couple minutes. Okay, so I'm gonna let that heat up while I chop up the tortillas. Okay, Can I chop through 20 tortillas with this knife? I think so, right? Yeah, easy. I mean, mostly easy. Okay. And I'm gonna make 6 chips with each tortilla. Okay, and then I do have tongs that I'm gonna use to flip them. And then just to see if the oil's hot enough, I just do this. And once it starts bubbling like that, I know it's ready. And I don't know the exact time, but I think it's, 30, 45 seconds on each side, depending on the size and all that kind of stuff. And then I do have a plate with a paper towel over there already. And what I've learned is to take them out like 10 seconds before you think you need to, which just I think takes a little bit of practice to realize that. Okay, I think that these are good. Okay, and then just to show you over here for a second, I do put some salt on them right when they come out. And that's it. I'll show you like 1 or 2 more batches and then I'll just do the rest off camera. And then just gonna keep layering the paper towels. And then once I get like 3 or 4 layers high, then I just start using another plate. Okay, so I'm gonna go finish these and I will talk to you guys probably when I'm done with this and I'm about to put the chicken in the oven. All right, so I'll talk to you guys soon. Okay, so I finished making all the chips. I have 2 piles, just like this one. And so all I'm gonna do is, I did eat probably 10 of them, just kind of snacking. But I'm just gonna put the rest of them that I did not eat, I'm gonna put them in a plastic bag and then put them in the fridge. They are cooled down enough to do that. They cool down pretty quickly. Should I zoom? Can you see this? Yeah. Okay, let me pick up the one that I dropped. Hold on. Before I step on it and crunch it. Here's my other plate. And from what I've read, these last about 4 days in the fridge after you make them. I dropped a little piece. Okay. Zip this up, this is good. Okay, the next thing that I'm gonna do is honestly one of my least favorite things to do, but I have to do it. And it only takes like 5 minutes, okay? So it'll be really quick. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna take the tendons out of this chicken, and then I'm just gonna put it in here with some olive oil and salt, and then just bake it for about 17, 18 minutes on 415, because that's what the oven's on right now. And I do hear that you're not supposed to have parchment paper in the oven over 420 or 400, something like that. But I've been using it at 415 and it's been fine. And so, oh, by the way, I also did already take the sweet potatoes out and I kind of like moved them around a little bit with the tongs, and they still definitely need at least another 15, 20 minutes. So hopefully by the time I put this in, they should be done around the same time. Okay, so the way that I take the tendons out is I just pick up a piece of chicken And then I find the tendon, which is this white part. And that's the chewy part. If you ever have chicken and there's like a chewy piece in it, it's the tendon. But it's really easy to take them out. So let me just zoom back a little bit. Okay, so all you have to do is hold the tendon with a paper towel. Let's see if I can actually show you this on camera. I really need to like raise the camera, but now my hands are filled with chicken, so I can't do that. So I'll just do it down here. Okay, so you hold the tendon part with a paper towel so it doesn't slip, and then you take a fork and you put the tendon, can you see? You put the tendon in between the prongs, and then you pull down. And then you're just left with this. So yeah, I'll show you again. See that tendon right there? Grab it with paper towel, put the fork right around it, and then just pull down. You might have to wiggle. Don't do it too fast because it can rip. And then that's it. Just takes 2 seconds. I'm just putting the tendons on a paper towel over here, by the way. These are just chicken tenders, by the way, that I got from Sprouts. I have found that some brands of chicken, it's harder to take the tendon out. I don't really understand that, but I have found that the Sprouts chicken, whether it's organic or just their regular chicken, it's really easy to take the tendons out. But I remember getting chicken from like Publix or something once, and the tendons were so hard to get out. So I just buy my chicken from Sprouts now, because this one's consistent for me. Okay, last one. Okay, now I'm just gonna put them in a single layer, and then just olive oil and salt, and then in the oven. That's it. That's all I do with this. And then I like to have just this kind of salted baked chicken. I use it for salads. I'll use it for tacos, except now I don't have any more taco shells because I didn't save any because I use it all for tortilla chips, but that's okay. But yeah, I can just eat it with salads or really with anything. And then obviously, if I wanted to, I could add other seasonings on top of it, but you guys know with my esophagus disease and with all of my other digestive issues, some seasonings make me feel sick and some seasonings don't. Like I'll eat some things that have seasonings in them, so it just kind of depends on the seasonings and or like the combination of them. But regardless, when I make chicken just like this, then you know, maybe one day I can make kind of like a stir fry, one day I can put Cholula on it and put it on a taco, something like that. So I like to make it plain just in case I want to add other flavors later. So, okay, let me wash my hands. Okay, before I put the chicken in, I am going to take the sweet potatoes out and kind of shake them up a little bit again. Okay, here's the sweet potatoes. I just kind of want the top ones to get on the bottom and vice versa as much as I can. And yes, I could get a bigger pan and this would be easier, but honestly, this works fine. I'm gonna eat this one. That's yummy. I'm gonna add a little bit more salt. And I'm gonna put this and the chicken in the oven for another 18 minutes and then they should be done. I know you can't see me, but I'm just putting the oil on the chicken and the salt. I mean, I'm sure you can see like my legs or something, but I don't know if you can see the chicken. Regardless, just olive oil and salt. Okay. Sweet potatoes back in and the chicken in. Bye-bye, see you guys later. Now, the last thing that I'm gonna do is make some burgers. So I poured out that oil into just like an empty pickle jar. I usually save my pickle jars, my olive jars, anything that's glass, so that when I have bacon grease or hot oil, I'll pour it in there. And so I just poured that out. There's a little bit left, but that's fine. And so I'm just gonna turn this back on to medium, and I'm just gonna make some burgers. I did get, you guys, I'm so excited. I did get one of these burger smasher things that I'm not making smash burgers, but I'll show you the burgers that I have because they're just already burger shaped. And when I just put them on the pan, the middle part kind of like bubbles up a little bit. And so the middle doesn't get the same coloring as the outside does. And so I'm like, if I use that burger smasher, even if I'm not actually smashing them, it'll hold them down, kind of just like a spatula would. But then also, I'm gonna make some bacon, and I love my bacon really crispy. And for that, you have to hold it down with a spatula. I just don't have a spatula right now. And so I'm like, let me just get a burger smasher because it's bigger than a spatula anyway. So I'm excited. I just got that. It's gonna be my first time using it. And so yeah, that's heating up, and then we'll just throw the burgers on. I'm gonna wash my hands again. When I'm cooking, especially chicken, but when I'm cooking, I wash my hands 40 times. So I just have these Sprouts already made burgers, and these are the ground beef chuck and brisket. These are so good. These are so good. And so I'm gonna make all 4 of those, and I'll probably have 1 tonight, maybe 2, and I'm gonna eat that with this bacon. Green Wise, all natural, uncured applewood bacon. And so this is not meal prep. I'm just making this for dinner tonight. Okay, that pan is getting hot. And as you probably guessed, I'm just gonna season the burgers with salt. So let's put that on there. And 1 more will fit, especially since I'm not smashing them. I'm gonna add a bunch of salt. I noticed that this specific salt is not super salty, so I add a little bit more than I would with other salts. Okay, so now let's use this thing. This is way better than a spatula. I can just leave it there for a few seconds, and I don't have to push hard because it's heavy. And when I make burgers, I like them cooked through. And so yeah, probably about 5-6 minutes on each side. I haven't really timed it. I just kind of flip them over when I think it's ready, and then I'll kind of cut it open a little bit to see if it's still pink inside. And again, the pan is on medium heat. Okay, I'm gonna flip them over and see how they're doing. Ah, dang it. Hey, don't pop at me. See how like the edge gets a little color, but the inside doesn't? I was hoping that this would help with that. Maybe I need to like push it down harder, I'm not sure. It's not a big deal, they're still delicious. I was just hoping to get a little bit more of a crust on the middle part. Am I allowed to just leave that on there? I don't see a reason why not. Let's do it that way so it's like on both of them. Oh no, I wanted to make the bacon first. Dang it, because this always leaves the pan really, really dirty. Oh man, dang it. I'll do it in between. Okay, so sweet potatoes are out, chicken is out, bacon is in, and those burgers are done. I got this for like $7 or $8 on Amazon, by the way. I can have it linked. I do like it. Okay, so bacon is done. I'm just going to put it on a paper towel on a plate. And then I'm just gonna cook those other 2 burgers the same way that I did the first 2. But I'm not gonna show you that. I'm just gonna shut the camera off now, and then I'll talk to you guys when everything's done. Okay, I usually just do this. It keeps the Tupperware clean, easy transfer. So that's good. That's gonna go in the fridge for the next few days. And then I did already eat a lot of these sweet potatoes while I was cooking, but here's the rest of them. Go in here. Okay, so these are good. These are gonna go in the fridge. Okay, so I already ate like half of a burger and a few pieces of bacon already, but I left out like another half a burger or so, and there's still a little bit of bacon left. But so the rest of these burgers, I did cut them in half to help them cook a little bit more. So I'm just gonna put them in here. And this is how I'm gonna store them in the fridge. Just parchment paper on top of tin foil. And kind of just wrap it like a present. Okay. So again, I already ate a decent amount while I was cooking, but this is just gonna be the rest of my dinner. Just burger, bacon. I'm not gonna have anything else with it. Okay, so making the tortilla chips, the sweet potatoes, the chicken, the burgers, and the bacon took me about 2 hours, I would say. But again, that's gonna be my dinner tonight, and then my breakfast and my dinner for the next 3 days. But at least for now, I'm gonna go have my dinner. So I think I'm just gonna end this video here. Thank you so much for watching. I hope that you enjoyed hanging out with me a little bit while we did some meal prep for the week. I really hope that you're subscribed. I do talk about food sometimes, but I also talk about mindset. I talk about Jesus. I do some like solo road trips. I just kind of talk about my life a little bit on here. And so I really hope that you're subscribed. And yeah, I guess it's gonna be it. Thank you again for watching, and I hope you have a wonderful day. I love you, Jesus loves you, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.